Welcome. Today we are going to be expanding your knowledge and understanding by working on some vocabulary. Our objective throughout these next couple weeks here is to work on teaching you guys how to use these terms that you see here in yellow. So we have medium, meter, tempo, harmony, style, and context. These are all musical terms that we use to describe music. So let's get started. Today we will be learning medium and meter. So up first, the medium. These are the instruments that are being used in a song and what type of ensemble it is. So if I play this first one for you, this first one is an example of a mariachi band. So if I asked you, what is the medium of this song? You would answer all of these questions. 1, what instruments you hear? You hear violins, guitars, trumpets, as well as voices. And it is also known as a mariachi band. All right? Next up, this is an example of a string quartet. You have cello, viola, and 2 violins. So if I asked you, what is the medium of this song? You would say this is a string quartet, 2 violins, a viola, and a cello. And that is it for medium. So this takes practice, and the more you listen to music, the more different types of groups you'll hear. You'll hear rock bands, you'll hear orchestras, you'll also hear piano solos, guitar solos. Those are all types of mediums. Next up, we're going to go into meter. So if you take a look here, a meter is the time signature of a song. That means the beats per measure. So when we play music, we group them into different pairings of beats, whether it be 3 or 4, or groupings even more complex than that. So up first we have common time. This is the one that we hear the most often. You hear it in pop, rap, rock, and even classical music. This is Ode to Joy. You'll hear 4 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I would say about 80% to 90% of our music uses common time. That's why they call it common time or 4/4. So it's a pretty good guess to start counting in 4 to see if the song fits that. Up next, we have 3/4. 3/4 is used in waltzes and mariachi music a lot. So I'm going to play a smidge of a waltz, and you'll feel the 1, 2, 3 feel as it picks up and sets that waltz feel, that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's skip ahead. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that gives it a much more flowing, relaxed vibe. And then finally, we have the complex meters. So this is an example of 1 complex meters. So a 6/8 is any meter that has 2 beats in it, but they also count multiple 8 notes. So you'll, instead of counting just 1, 2, you'll count 1 enda, 2 enda, 1 enda, 2 enda. You'll hear the bounce immediately. 1 and 2 enda, 1 enda, 2 enda, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 enda, 1 enda, 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 2 enda, 1. Now, this one will take more months of experience, the practice different time signatures. But these are the first 2 that you most likely will run into. So when you listen to music, you're going to try to count along with it and see if you can tell whether it has 4 beats repeated or 3 beats or something more complex. And there you have it. So now we're going to move you on to your homework assignment. We're going to send you back to the class and we'll discuss your homework assignment.